All right, let's jump right in and decode what's really going on with the Woodstock housing market. The numbers for August 2025 are, well, a little confusing. We're seeing high prices, but sales are taking longer. So, what's the deal? Let's figure it out together.
And this is really the big question, isn't it? Prices are still way up there, near record highs, but homes are sitting on the market longer than they used to. It really makes you wonder, is it a buyer's market, a seller's market? Who's actually holding the cards right now?
So to get some real answers, we have to look at the hard data. Think of these next few slides as your scoreboard for the month. These are the numbers that tell the real story of our market's health.
First up, the big one, price. The median sale price for a single-family home is holding steady at about $546,000. And get this, that's not a drop, it's actually a little higher than last year. That tells you right there that people still really want to live in Woodstock.
Okay, now here's where the plot thickens. Even with higher interest rates, the number of homes that actually sold, it jumped, a full 18% compared to last August. That shows us that buyer demand is, wow, surprisingly strong. People aren't just window shopping, they're closing deals.
So what about choices for all those buyers? Well, there were about 475 homes on the market. Now that's definitely more to choose from than back in the crazy days of 2021, but you know what? It's still a historically tight inventory. And that lack of supply is a big reason sellers still have a bit of an advantage.
At the same time, the whole feel of the market has changed. The average house sat for about 40 days before selling. That's a couple of weeks longer than last year. And what that means for buyers is a little more breathing room. You can actually see a house, think about it, and not feel that insane pressure to make an offer on the spot.
And you can really see that 18% jump we were talking about right here. We went from just under 600 sales last August to almost 700 this year. It's that kind of steady, strong demand that's keeping the whole market engine running, even with all the other economic stuff going on.
So let's put it all together in one place. You can see it side by side. Prices are up, homes are taking a bit longer to sell, and there are slightly fewer homes for sale than last year. The takeaway? This market isn't in some sort of free fall. Nope. It's just balancing out.
So what does all this point to? It's a huge theme, really. We're seeing the end of that wild, unpredictable pandemic frenzy. We are entering a new phase, something that looks a lot more stable and, frankly, a lot more normal.
I mean, just look at the difference here. On one side, you have the 2021 frenzy, total chaos, right? Bidding wars, people waiving inspections, just crazy stuff. And now in 2025, we have balance. Negotiation is back on the table. Buyers actually have choices. This is a huge shift, and it means you need a totally different game plan.
So if you're thinking of selling, you have to adapt your strategy to win in this new environment. It's still a fantastic time to sell, for sure, but the old rules just don't apply anymore. Let's break down the winning playbook for sellers today. It really comes down to three things. Number one, price it right from day one. You just can't get away with overpricing your home anymore. Number two, make your home shine. Buyers have more choices, so they can be pickier. Staging, curb appeal, it matters more than ever. And three, be flexible. Be ready to negotiate. You might not get 10 offers right away, and that's okay. Being willing to talk is how you get a great deal done.
Okay, let's flip the script. What does all this mean for buyers? Well, if you've been on the sidelines feeling frustrated for the past few years, this balanced market is creating a real, genuine window of opportunity for you to make a move.
For buyers, it's all about using these new conditions to your advantage. First, actually take your time and shop around. Use that extra choice. Second, put negotiation back on the table. Don't be afraid to ask for repairs or credit for closing costs. And third, while rates are high, they're stable. That means you can plan your budget with a lot more confidence.
All right, so where are we headed from here? Let's wrap this up by looking at what the experts think is coming for the rest of the fall season here in Woodstock.
You know, the experts are pretty much all saying the same thing. Expect more of this steady, balanced market. We'll probably see the usual seasonal slowdown as we get closer to the holidays, but prices, they're expected to stay firm, mainly because inventory is still so tight, and mortgage rates will likely just hover around where they are now, in that mid-6% range. Basically, no big surprises are expected.
You know, this quote just nails it. It's probably the best way to think about the Woodstock market today. It says it's still a seller's market, but a friendly one where buyers have a fighting chance. And that's exactly what it feels like. Sellers still have an edge, but buyers are finally in the game.
So, in a market that's not driven by extremes anymore, a smart strategy is literally everything. Whether you're buying or you're selling, the big takeaway here is that you have options. You have room to maneuver. The only question left is, what's your winning move?